What's good, YouTube? It's the Wealthy Trucker back with another one. Man, it's been a long day today. I had a long day. It kind of ran me today, man. I did about, I want to say about 550 miles, man, which is long for me. I'm a grocery driver. I normally don't run like that. I say that for them boys who run GM. I'm normally around 300-400 miles a day, but I mean I welcome it, man. I'm with it. You know, I started off in New Albany, Mississippi, at the DC we have out there. I drove down to Jackson, did 2 stops in Jackson, in the Jackson area, and I made it back to my DC in Hammond. Picked up another one, did a drop and hook in Gulfport. Had to run some pallets down to our pallet yard, and hey, I'm back on the yard, man, getting ready to shut it down for the night, man. But I mean, all in all, I've been having a really, really good week. I'm sitting at about like 1,900 miles right now. And shit, tomorrow my Friday, so I'm gonna run my loads. I'm gonna go home, man. I was gonna work OT, but they taking a little bonus away for working over. So shit, man, I'm going home. I'm not gonna do it to myself. But yeah. So I'm gonna be off. This my 3 days off this week, which is why I say, man, I like working the 5-2, 5-3, because I mean I might have a little bit of Wednesday off. I have Thursday, Friday, and Saturday off, and then my out time is late in the afternoon. So shit, when I come back on Sunday, I'm gonna have really half the day Sunday off as well. So shit, I really get like 4 days off, you know. So you can't beat that. And man, yeah. So all in all, like I say, man, I don't got no complaints. Walmart treating me good, but that's kind of one of the reasons why I'm making this video today. I've been getting a lot of questions, so I see a lot of people, and it's kind of like a debate or just some back and forth going on about people, you know, what's better, company driving or being an owner operator. And you know, my thoughts on it are, I've done the owner operator route, and I've done the company route. I've driven flatbed. I've done chemicals. I've done reefer. And shit, man. And in my defense, or in the defense of the companies that I was with, maybe I was doing it wrong. Which technically I don't even think, maybe I know I was doing it wrong. See, the 2 companies that I technically had my own truck for, I was leasing at those companies. I was at QC, at Quality Carriers, and I was at Hirschbach. And yeah, man, I can't necessarily speak bad about leasing, man. It's not bad, but I mean, if I had the choice to do it all over again, I would. I wouldn't go that route. I would have waited, got my credit right, stacked my money up, and I would have went and got my own truck. That way I could have had more control over my loads, control over my payments and stuff like that. Because leasing is you have all of the responsibility and payments of having your own truck, but you don't have any of the control. Like, you can't take your truck anywhere, like to any company. The 2 companies I was at, I couldn't pick my own loads. I mean, at QC I had a choice, but I mean, technically it was, you know, that was what they had. I wasn't on a load board or anything like that, so I didn't have full control over my loads and where I went on a weekly basis and stuff like that. And you know, I think that was one of my downfalls. And I know it was. You know, I wasn't making as much money as I could. Because I mean, me personally, I'm a runner. Like, I don't mind running. You know, shit, I can do 600-700 miles a day if need be. You know what I'm saying? I could do that shit back to back. But I wasn't getting that. Hirschbach was a little bit better. I didn't pick no lows. I didn't even get no choice. But I mean, I was running. But I mean, even with them, it's just, with that leasing shit, it's like, man, the money's never right. I mean, like, nothing ever adds up. And one thing I've learned about numbers and money is, man, if that shit not adding up and it don't make sense, or they saying some shit to you that you feel like, you know, that they wasn't saying at first, and now all of a sudden they got these fees and that fees, and you doing this and you doing that, somebody getting fucked. And it's probably you, you know. So you got to be careful with that leasing shit. Me personally, now knowing what I know, I feel like, man, if I had to do it all over again, which I probably won't, the only way I probably would do my own truck or something like that would be like if I can get like an Amazon account. I might do like some box trucks or something like that. And even then, I wouldn't want to be the one that drive them. I want to have enough to where I can have other people drive for me, and I just take a little piece off of, you know what I'm saying, off of what they're doing. You know, give me about 3, maybe 4 box trucks, and I could run that. You know, but yeah, I mean, if I had to do it again, I would, first off, I want at least, I want to have my credit to be right, my business credit right, and I want to have no debt. I want to have all my bills and shit under control, my personal bills under control, and I want to have at least 10, 15, or even 20% to put down on my truck. That way I have a little leverage. You know what I'm saying? I'm not totally over leveraged on getting the truck, you know. Put that down, and then I would want to have at least 6 months in reserve for my personal expenses, especially if you're the breadwinner. For me, I'm the breadwinner in my house, man. My wife doesn't work. You know what I'm saying? She's a stay-at-home mother, a great one. You know, at that, I gotta say that. But yeah, she's a great one. And so yeah, if you're the breadwinner, you want to have at least 6 months of expenses put up, an emergency fund, and you want to have 6 months of payments and expenses and stuff for your truck too. You know what I'm saying? Have that sitting to the side somewhere in the account, growing, gaining interest. And yeah, I just feel like, yeah, and that's how I would do it. And I would pick something where I could run regionally, because I don't like going over the road no more, man. I hate going in the fucking mountains. I hate being on Highway 80 and 90 and all that shit, man. Like, it's especially around this time of the year, man. Everything be unexpected. You might be riding 1 minute, then the next minute the whole highway shut down. You sitting on the side of the road. I don't chain. I've never touched a chain. In my whole trucking career, I've been driving for 10 years. I never touched a chain. And I've never been stuck nowhere, thank God. Well, I lie. When I was with Hirschbach, I got stuck, but it wasn't like nowhere like out there. I got stuck like in Missouri or something like that. It had to be Missouri when I was taking the load back. One of my first loads with them, I got stuck. Yeah, but yeah, I don't do any of that. But man, I just feel like nothing's wrong with working for a company, because I mean, when you think about it, when it comes to this entrepreneurial thing, especially in trucking, I mean, when you really think about it, all you're doing is you're paying to have a job. That's all you're doing. You're paying to have a job. Like, there's good companies out there. Like I said, I work for Walmart. I'll make, there's companies paying you 6 figures a year. I've done that. I've had 2 jobs like that, truck. So, there are lucrative jobs in trucking. You just got to find them, and you have to have a clean record, driving record, background, be able to pass a drug test. I mean, that go with anywhere in trucking. I tell people all the time, bro, man, when you get a CDL, you're guaranteed to have a job as long as all your records are clean. You could pass a drug test, man. Like, you learn the game, you learn the business. It's not hard. All you doing is just driving, technically. So it's not hard. So, this is a career. You're going to always have that when you have your CDL, man. Get your endorsements. You're going to always have that. So why pay to have a job? You're paying a truck note. You're paying insurance. You're paying IFTA. You're paying all type of stuff, man. Like, you got to pay all that, and you got to have to stay in compliance. You have to do all that just for the hopes, because that's all they're really giving you, man. You hoping to make more money than you will at a company, which at the end of the year, you got to pay taxes back. Yeah, you could, write it off on taxes and stuff like that. But like, if you don't have your life already set up, you don't want to write off so much money, because now it look like you're not making money. So you go to buy a house or a car or anything that needs credit, you don't have the income to show. So you basically writing off, telling the government you're not making no money. And yeah, you might skate on a little bit of taxes, because you're still gonna pay some taxes. You know what I'm saying? But you can't get nothing now. So you really just doing it for nothing, really, shit. So I mean, there's nothing wrong with a job. I don't see why people have such a problem with it. And another thing too, like for the people who go around saying that they want to be an entrepreneur and stuff, that's the new thing now. Oh, you want to be an entrepreneur and stuff like that, which is cool. I mean, hey, to each his own. I don't knock it. You know, um, I asked somebody one time, well, how good of an employee are you or were you if you quit? And he was like, what? What do you mean? But like, how good of an employee were you? Because if you're not a good employee, meaning you coming to work on time, you don't mind staying late, you don't mind doing overtime, you're one of the best employees they have, you're not bringing great value to the company, then how you going to expect to run your business? Because see, the thing about having a job is most of these companies, they've been in business 5, 10, 15, 20 plus years. They've got everything in line already. Like, they're making it easy. Like, really, when you think about it, at most of these companies, if you take away all the bullshit of the people, like I made a video the other day about how Walmart have the trucking business figured out, have the trucking game figured out. They figured everything out for you. They make it easy. So most of these companies, all you gotta do is come to work. You feel me? And a lot of people have problems doing that. So how do you think that you're gonna run your own business and compete with the big trucking companies out here, even some of the small mom and pop trucking companies out here, if you can't even be a good employee? You can't get to work on time, you late to loads, this, that, and the third. How you expect to be a good entrepreneur, run your own company? That's what you're supposed to be doing, right? Running your own company. It's not just a truck. You're running your own business. So how do you expect to do that? And then another thing too, like I said earlier about you're paying to have a job. Man, what happens when you can't work? And you don't have your finances in order. You didn't blew through all the money. You don't have nothing saved up. What happens then? So at least with these companies, you might get PTO, you might get sick leave, you might get vacation time. You can do something that could kind of supplement you. And you got insurance, so you might have, if you get hurt or something like that, so you might have something that supplements you till you get back on your feet and you get back to work. Like, you don't have that as an owner operator or a lease driver or whatever. So granted, owner operator does have its pros and cons. I can't say that. I mean, but for me personally, if I had to pick, which I did, I'd rather be a company driver. There's no shame in that, man. Like, so I don't understand why people shame it and put it down. I don't shame any decision that somebody makes, because, hey, to each his own, man, do you. But as for me and mine, I know what I want to do, man. So, yeah, that's just my thoughts, man. I'm about to get ready to lay it down. Hey, you guys have a great day, man. And like I said in all my videos, I'm trying to grow my channel, man. Let's support, show love. And hey, show dislike too if you don't like it, man. Hey, it don't really matter to me, So hey, man, appreciate you.